Alright, Shalom. I'd like to give all praise to y'all watching y'all shy. Put spirit on me again. Yeah, coming back today. Yeah, I had some technical difficulty with this computer with bad quality, but I'm back now. I want to give out, call this lesson. Basically, it's probably gonna name it about this. It's basically gonna be based on the Chariots and the Saints gonna take the kingdom, man. Basically, the Most High gonna put the spirit on the Lord elect that's coming out from the 12 tribes of Israel after the delivery. You know, Judah, you so-called Negroes, you can see the sign right here. So-called Negroes, West India, is Benjamin, all the way down to the Latin tribes. And you see the roll call right here, all the way down to the so-called Mexican. These are the true biblical Israelites. Okay, if you're not a part of this lineage, if you're not one of the scattered Israelites, and you reading this Bible, you're fucking doomed. Okay, you're fucking doomed. Because this Bible is definitely not for you. Completely. And you most likely in those churches thinking that the Lord is a so-called white man. Alright. But I'm finna get a little bit more into the chariots. Because you got things with the news that's covering up. With Trump trying to build a space station. Right? To show you what the hell that he trying to fight. He trying to fight what you call those so-called UFOs, which we know in the Bible is chariots, and those are described and picked out in the scriptures. It says in the scriptures. I haven't pulled out the scripture, but it said that he should be dismayed. At the signs of heaven, they truly are dismayed. And Esau, the so-called white man, he got like more than physical proof on those so-called chariots, those UFOs, and know that they do exist. They had came and visited this planet multiple times, and he can count. He got multiple, accounts for it, and he been trying to cover it up for years. But unfortunately, the internet is showing exactly what it is. Okay, and he can't hide that fact in the world. Like he can't hide that we not the children of Israel. It's so much facts on here. Esau don't come up and try to debunk this like that. He don't. It be our people. They be trying to debunk saying that we Africans and we're combative people. It's mainly be like fucking like 4 to 3 tribes that be doing that. Negroes, West Indian, Haitians, and Gad and Rue. Those are 5 tribes that be doing that shit. And you from Gad and Reuben, and you a black conscious member or something, and you saying you're African, man, you're fucking lost. That's all I can say. Because you a so-called native to this land. You never even touched Africa. You came from the Syrian captivity. After you came from the Syrian captivity, you didn't flee into Africa. You fled into the Americas. But that's a different subject for another time. But right here, this is I'm gonna post up the link. The Common Sense Show. Basically, science confirmed that mysterious radio signals from outer space are not made by humankind. You reading the article. I read a little bit of it. You go on down. It's nothing but a little bit, but they have been getting like nothing but signals confirming that there's other so-called living forces out there in outer space. You have one Edomite that's tried to say it was a microwave, but like no, it's a radio transmission that brings that being sent out, and it's not by humankind. It's not no microwave. It's nothing but a bold-faced lie. And you got all these videos on these UFO sightings. It can't be stopped because you don't have to answer no goddamn questions, Esau. And then you have Russia. I don't know why it's loading up. Military of space is way to disaster. And they know a little bit about something because they know it's gonna be a disaster because the Most High is gonna destroy you. And you know anything about the scripture, but I'm gonna show you people. that's due to my channel about the Chariots a little bit, and I'm gonna go on a little bit more about them and go into a little bit more details about them, because your church is not gonna teach you these things. Okay. Yeah, bear with me. This computer is very slow. Okay, I'm gonna start. This is Ezekiel chapter 1. I'm gonna start from 4. And I look. Now this is Ezekiel. No, I'm gonna go to 3. And the word of the Lord was exceedingly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Bus, in the land of Chaldees, by the river Chabar, and the hands of the Lord was there upon him. You know, that's talking about, when it says that, that's talking about the spirit of Yahweh and Yahweh was on this man. And yes, that is the holy name of the Lord. Yahweh is the Father, who you call God, and Yahweh Shai is what you call the Son of God. Okay, and Yahweh Shai is the one that the Lord, the Heavenly Father, is going to send back to deliver the children of Israel, mainly the elect, because that's the most important thing for him right now, the elect. I'm going to go on in this verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great a great cloud, and a fire unfolded itself, and the brightness was about it, and out of the midst there, as a cloud of amber, a color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Now, when you reading this, right, you gotta take in consideration. You gotta read it with logic and stop reading like it's a novel, because this actually happened. The Chaldees is the Babylonians. This during the time of the Babylonians, man, when he was in that land, and you had a cloud. You know, this is not no plane that he. This is something in the cloud. I mean, this is a device that is floating around out there in the sky. This is not no helicopter. This is not no plane. It's not no hoverboard. It's not any of those things. So you have to think of what he's seeing. And the only logical answer is a damn chariot. Also, out of the midst there come the likeness of 4 living creatures, as this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. This is what you out of those chariots, right? They came out and they had the likeness of a man. It wasn't looking like E.T. or anything. It's gonna go on in a little bit more detail what they look like. And these are the angels. And everyone had 4 faces, everyone had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of his feet was like the sort of a calf's foot. And they spoke like colors of burning amber. Seeing that, you know, when I say burning, I mean burning bras. Burning bras, that's like you have a penny, right, and you burn it. You know, the penny is dark, and when you burn it, it goes extra dark. So there was some dark skinned creatures. Okay, super dark skinned, and they had hands of a man under their wings on their every side. I mean every 4 side, and they 4 had their face and their wings. Their wings was joined one to another. They turned not what they went. They went every one straight forward. So can you imagine that somebody that don't walk up to you just glass up to you? You know, that's when you get that bison you know, of a street fighter that gliding. They just come towards you. They just glide towards you. You know, you seen this, you know, out on the streets, man. You probably dropped dead of a heart attack. And these so-called aliens, we know there's the angels. They change to human form, you know, so they won't scare you. As for their lightness of their faith, they had the face of 4 men, the face of a lion on the right side. They had 4 had the face of an ox on the left side. They 4 also had the face of an eagle. There was their face, and their wings were stretched upwards. 2 wings on every one was joined one to another, and covered their bodies. And then they went everyone straight forward where the spirit was to go. They went and turned not when they went. After the lightness of the living creature, they appeared was like burning uh chark of fire, talking about their color, and like the appearance of lamb, and it came up and down the living creature, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire was force of four lightning. See that? That's what they look like, and that's the thing that they trying to fight. This is what Esau trying to fight, and this is what the Russians are talking about. Basically, the Russians like, man, you trying to weaponize space, but you got trouble with us. Esau, you just yeah, you fucked up, man. Cause I won't even say Russia. They should remove. They should say Euro Asia. Cause they back. The USSR is back. We're gonna come out again. This is Revelation 1:7. Behold, he comes with cloud. Everyone should see him. That's talking about the chariots. Okay, that's those UFOs, and everybody's gonna see that. Cause you're gonna see it. You're gonna be online one day. You're gonna see it on your TV. You're gonna see it on YouTube. You're gonna have people that's gonna be recording off their phone. They're gonna put it off Facebook, Instagram, or whatever live stream there is. You is going to see and bear witness that on television, or you gonna actually be there. Because this is what's gonna happen during those times. This is what that means that it doesn't say that it's gonna be television, but it's other scriptures that got precept that shows that. And they was in okay, so like behold, he comes with cloud, and everyone should see him, and they also which pierced them, and all kinds of kindreds of the earth should wax because of him. So well because of him, even so, amen. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, saith the Lord, which is and which was and which is called the Almighty. You can go on down. It talks about I'm just gonna skip on. You can read the whole chapter. This talk about the Lord looked like Revelation 1:13. In the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the pack with a golden girdle. His hair was white like wool, as white as snow, and his face was as a flame of fire. Okay? Talking about when it said wood, hair like wood, that's talking about an afro. If you look at wool, sheep got wood hair. You can check that out. And he had red eyes. This is a complete different depiction of what a complete opposite depiction of what you put up in on these so-called churches of what they describe as Jesus Christ, and it does not look like him. When you see that white Jesus up there, that so-called white Jesus, that is Caesar Borgia. That's an imposter, and he do not look like that, and it's very incorrect for them to do so. It's very incorrect according to the Bible. Verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass that they burnt in a furnace, and his voice is sound in many waters. See that? Yeah, he had a very loud voice, and it said his feet like a blowing, brass, because you're gonna have people that's gonna bow down. They only gonna see their feet, but man, it's the color of your feet is dark. Your whole body gonna be dark. I'm gonna go on. Cause this is what's gonna deliver you so-called Negroes out of here, man. This is not gonna. It's not gonna be. Let's build like anything, because this man truly is like he oppressing you. He doing it very discreetly, and he doing it wisely. Like for instance, you trying to build up, but you had these niggas out here that's shooting up and drug dealing and shit. Like for instance, I live in the south side of Chicago. There's only two fucking gun stores in this around this area, and it's not in the city. So you getting all these crates of guns out of the blue, and all these drugs coming out of the blue, and they coming out with like, and it's coming out from freight trains, it's coming out from planes, it's coming from trucks, it comes from outside this country, and you Negroes don't have, you Negroes don't even have a truck, you don't even have a private plane, unless you crypto dollar any of those false profit that's out there in the world. But I digress with that. I'm fit to move more. And the time, okay, this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at the time said, shall Michael stand up, the great prince which stands for the children of thy people, and they should be a time of trouble. Okay, that's such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time should thy people be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book. That's talking about the elect of the nation of Israel. That's talking about the elect. The Most High is gonna say about his elect, and then he gonna use the elect to basically be rulers over the rest of the 12 tribes. You know, after 2/3 gonna be cut off, it's gonna be 1/3 that's gonna be left. Cause a lot of you niggas, y'all, you have to die. It's just as simple as that. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life. That's talking about the elect right there. Talking about this truth. Even when I'm speaking, I like other videos on this channel, the Sergeant Hard channel. We push a lot of truth. I know there's a lot of new people that be coming on my channel. They be watching me, asking questions and things like that. Cause I be liking and favoring other Israelites videos, especially out of the GMS camp, especially the apostles GMS, and that's that's what we trying to wake you up. We trying to wake you to everlasting life, so you can just be saved out of this country. Cause this is what's gonna happen. See this? See America look like a lake of fire? That's what's gonna happen. This from a video game, Mass Effect 3. This is a good depiction of what's going to happen. That's going to be according to Revelation 18 and 9. Lord, when I have to Photoshop this, I got to put money on Photoshop to get this done right here. Cause any brothers that's trying to make a sign that's watching my video, y'all should make a damn sign of that shit. Cause that shit is straight up fire. And some to shame and everlasting contempt. Now that shame and everlasting contempt to those that bucking up against the truth, saying this is this is not the right way. We'll try to build up our community. Let's do this. Let's do that. And we under the land of our enemies, and our enemies is not going to allow anything. He don't want you to own any stores, no businesses. He don't want you to prosper in this society. If this man lets you open up stores and build his community, he gonna see that as a threat, and he gonna fucking bomb the shit out of it. He gonna find ways to destroy it. The same thing that happened over there, in Black Wall Street. Same with the Bible Belt, where they did all the things. You built the dead Ryan and you red light district, the neighborhood. The same thing that happened. Even in the 70s, like in the late 70s, you was progressing, and you had a decent, fair community. But Esau, the so-called white man, decided to make this chemical drug called crack cocaine and send it into your neighborhood, and everything changed up there. And the women, they switched up. They came from trying to get with a man that's making six figures, that's hard working, to getting with the dope boy or the crack, the guy that's serving that work that we call workers on crack. Cause they was the golden ticket then, and it further declining your community. So unfortunately, the Lord had to save us from this captivity. It is no other choice. I'm fit to go on. This is Revelation. chapter 7, verse 4, I heard the number of them was sealed, and there was sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah was sealed at 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben shielded 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad was shielded 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher was shielded 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali was shielded 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh was shielded 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon was shielded 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi was shielded 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar was shielded 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun was shielded 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph was shielded 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin was shielded 12,000. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could count, number of all nations and kindred, people of tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robe and palms in their hands. Now, when it talks about great multitude, all nations and kindred, you have to understand that these people right here, we had to write the depiction of them. A lot of these people right here have slept with other nations and women. Okay, you had the Negro, they slept with, up in Europe. You had the Moors. You had the real Celts and things like that. You had the Moors and Negro, West Indian, Haitians as well. Up in there, they slept with white women and their flesh been alternated. Even though they father bloodline goes back to that land, they steal your nation of people. Okay, you have those things that happen, and you have so-called Negroes that went into the Middle East. Also the Ottoman Empire. They slept with Arab women. Converted to Islam. You got some of us that look like Arabs. You have those. That's where you have a lot of those mixed with those gypsies. A lot of my Israelites, man. And you have, like, in the ancient time, you have some scattered Israelites. I don't know which tribe. Some say like Judah or Gad or Reuben. You have some of those damn they call them ninjas that went into Asia and terrorized them. They not natives of that land. They terrorized the politician and and the ruling powers of that in that region. Killing politicians and trying to steer their craft to profit them, and it didn't work. And then they fled to Japan and did the same thing, killing politicians and things like that. And they not natives of China or Japan, and it's very mysterious about them because they went under the curses of us. But a lot of people point to the Israelites. You have Issachar, so-called message. They in fucking Russia, man. They in fucking Russia. It's just so much about people that scattered in different countries. We scattered in East India for slavery. Okay, it's just too much. It's a lot of shit that with our people that's scattered. We scattered to the four corners of the earth. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. This is on 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remains that both they that have wives as though they have none, and they that weep as though they weep not, they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that advise as though they possess not. But I want to get on with these so-called these women right here. It's like you really don't have a wife, because the judgment is coming to these so-called the so-called black women, man. Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy should see it. That's talking about the black woman, man. She is my enemy should see it, and shame should cover her. And says unto me, where is thou God? Where is the Lord thou God? Because that's what these women do. They sit there, they talk shit, especially when you're in this truth, because they don't have no respect for their man. And I'm gonna make another lesson on you women out there, because it's judgment that's happening to you because you got this major disrespect towards your fucking men. Especially in the y'all started saying the black men ain't shit when you start going after these niggas that's selling crack cocaine and selling guns, destroying their own community. You didn't say that shit in the fucking 70s, and then you reject men that's trying to build. They're trying to build their fucking community. But it's gonna backfire. Now you got these They're gonna be cutting out Section 8, these stamps. You're gonna be trying to go to these other races of men, they're gonna dog you out. There's plenty of video where you got other races of men dogging your fucking ass out. But you saying the black man ain't shit, you're gonna be left by yourself, and that's judgment that's coming to you. And shades of cover her would say unto me, where's thou God? Where's their Lord thy God? My eyes should behold her, and now she be treaded down at the mouth of the streets. Treaded down mean, at the mouth of the streets. When it's talking about the street, that's talking about society. Cause she ain't gonna be talking no more shit. She ain't gonna be saying black men ain't shit because she gonna be sitting there being shit. You might it's a thing up there in New York where you have a lot of homeless black women out there. You know? And you better know that we are the children of Israel, and you saying that we ain't shit. But the Lord, you screaming Jesus and things like that. Right? You screaming that. The Lord ain't fucking with that, man. When you talking about his men, his who he picked. Okay? Yeah, I forgot to put this. Okay, this is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down to you, having great wrath. He know that he have a short time, because he have a short time, man. That's why you got this Trump that's going out there with his politics, his the game that he's crafting. Boy, his politicianal game that he crafts. Because he knows that he have a short time and he trying to make America back to what it was. But unfortunately, this country is turned from a first world country to a second world country. And when you have a country that does it, they decline, another empire comes in. So he trying to stay in rulership as much as possible. And he have enemies on all sides. But we looking for that day. This is after Apocrypha. This is the King James 16:11 Bible after Apocrypha. Baruch chapter 4 verse 23. For I sent out with mourning and weeping, but God will give you to me again with joy, gladness forever. Like as now the name is of Zion has seen your captivity. Like they see our captivity as we see this, talking about the other nations. That they talking shit, they disrespecting them because we being oppressed by this so-called white man. Esau can't really fully oppress the other nations. If he sat there and tried to oppress like the Chinese, right? The Chinese government come knock on their door like, man, what the fuck you doing to our people? But unfortunately, you so-called niggas don't have a fucking country that's gonna back you up like they do. So they can treat you like shit all they fucking want. They can put drugs and guns, do whatever the hell they want to. Okay? So should they see shortly your salvation from God, which should come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. That's talking about those so-called UFO that's talking about what you call the Lord, and the Lord is just coming for you Israelites only. My children, suffer patiently the wrath which is come upon you from God, for thou indeed have persecuted thee, but sure they should see his destruction and should tread upon his neck. My delicious one, delicate one, had gone rough ways and was taken away as a flock caught of the enemy. Be a good comfort, O my children, and cry unto God, for ye shall be remembered of him that bring these things upon you. That's talking about crying upon your how by Shem Yahushua. Cry upon your God. Don't cry upon no other religion God, man. This is what you so-called Negroes are. You're not Africans. You're not Moors. You're not into Islam. You're not any of those things. When you so-called Negroes, West Indians converted to Islam, you fail. And that religion right there, that religion of Islam really pissed the Most High off. It really did. Cause he did all these things for you, and you gonna switch your God. And afterwards, you took over for quite a little time. Then the Most High put on that brownie place and fucked you up and had Esau to put you into slavery. And yeah, I go raw with this, man. I go truth. I say truth and raw, man. I don't care how sensitive you are, because it's a lot of things to get offended off of some damn strong languages. You can just walk outside, see the offensiveness that happens out here in this community, in the so-called, in the ghetto. With that, it was about to be a tender lesson, but I got into a few things. With that, I say shalom.